Welcome to the preseason Blitz, and over the next 4 days, we will get you ready for the season with beefed up Sportscast. Let's start with a program that looks to finish its year with a third straight championship. For a school rich in football history, the Neville Tigers are in the midst of an historical run. However, Mickey McCarty tells us the making of a champion did not happen overnight.
Congratulations, Coach. We didn't have to look forward to find our coach this time, Mickey McCarty.
You're right. You and I stood right out here in May of 2002. And, it seems like yesterday.
Just a few.
As I told you that day, and I told the community that there were some good things in place already when I took over, and truly felt that way. And we had good people here to work, and had a good group of kids, and not a lot's changed about that.
That low-key press conference in 2002 produced arguably the greatest hire in Neville football history.
Neville Tigers are the 2015 4A state champions back-to-back. Oh, what a feeling.
However, the humble McCarty is quick to share the spotlight as he reveals the not-so-secret to the program's success.
Hard work, an outstanding group of coaches that do a great job of planning and coaching and teaching the game, and an outstanding group of players that worked hard with some very talented players. That combination together, you got a chance to be successful.
How successful? A 52-3 record over the last 4 years.
$1 million question, is this team still hungry with 2 rings at the senior level?
That is a $1 million question. I agree 100%.
On paper, this may be Mickey's most talented team, a roster peppered with Division I prospects.
What I see right now, I see a group of guys when they buckle down and get their job done, on and off the field. The sky's the limit. But anything short of that, we're going to fall short of what we could be. So that will come later. You and I will talk another date, I'm sure, and we'll be able to answer that question.
Occasionally, McCarty's been known to let his guard down, but says these over-the-top celebrations will remain a rarity.
Our bullseye's big. I'm going to ride them harder than I've ridden them the last couple of years because of it. And they'll have to accept that challenge and be better by it. But we have that type of team that needs to be challenged.
As the 2-time defending state champs and riding a 26-game winning streak, McCarty realizes a win over the Tigers will make a team season.
Just once you get to the top, is staying there. And that's where we're at right now. It's a unique place in our program, an opportunity to do something that's never been done, to go back to back to back. We have talked about it. We're not hiding it in a closet. We understand it's there. Why not talk about it? While at the same time, it really has motivated our football staff to work hard, to stay focused, to get a good plan in place for these kids to move forward. And it's their job now to take that challenge and stay focused. That's a big part of our challenge right now.
McCarty's Tigers will be one of the featured teams in the McDonald's Game of the Week. The Tigers and Bearcats grudge game dates back to 1940. Here are just a few of the games we'll be covering on the White Ford Lincoln Friday Night Blitz. The Week 1 schedule also features Franklin Parish making a trip to Sterlington, a matchup that brings back horrible memories for players, coaches, and fans. Patriots head coach Barry Sebring tells us his program pushes forward while honoring one of its own.
It'll be us versus Watson. Our offense is going first.
Entering his 20th overall season and 10th at Franklin Parish, Barry Sebring is ready to put the 2015 year behind him.
Darn, he was there. Come on, Hot Rod, catch a ball.
It was absolutely the hardest, and I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about our community, and when I say community, I mean the Northeast Louisiana community.
In last year's season opener, a routine punt turned deadly as sophomore Tyrell Cameron broke his neck and later died after being transported to the hospital.
Well, we never forget. That's one of the things we say, never forget 48. This year, for instance, we're going to have 48 in our logo. So we're putting a new logo on the helmet this year, and we'll have 48 ingrained in that. And as far as I'm concerned, it'll be in there until I leave here.
While Sebring attempted to stay strong for his players, he admits he struggled through a coach's worst nightmare.
Any advice you give him in terms of how you do it?
There is none, and what I found out is, Joe Spatafora, has had some similar things happen to him up there, and just to know that they went through it and they survived, and that there's a way to get through it together, and you really have to be really close and stay close-knit to get together stay together to get through it, and that helped us a lot. He brought most of his team down here a week after, and just bonded with our guys, and we just shared a time together, and it really helped our kids move on.
Kobe, number 2 runs that post. You got a Wally.
The Patriots enter this season following last year's 2-win campaign, with the team struggling on and off the field. Sebring's critics became vocal.
Over the years, you just learn to get thick skin and coach your team, and they're going to say what they're going to say. And if you're doing your best job, you can sleep at night.
Cover 2.
All in all, I know that this program has really got a chance to continue to be a playoff contender.
Jam and reroute.
And maybe a chance to win the district. And if we can get in that top tier like we were a few years ago, playing Neville for the district championship, then that's as good as you're going to get right there.
The chain. Stanford.
Let's take a quick timeout. Up next, we profile 2 athletes who could be our newest Aaron's Aces. Welcome back. For 16 seasons, we've honored the top high school players in Northeast Louisiana with Aaron's Aces. During that span, we have recognized some fantastic kids. The tradition continues this fall as we look to continue to make this segment bigger and better. Over the last month, we've been profiling players who have the potential to be the K-8 Players of the Week. This week, we shine the spotlight on 2 Rebels.
Greatest game in America. Greatest game, high school football. Greatest game in America.
A game that the Rebels have excelled at with 8 state championships. However, a title drought has this senior class dreaming of a trip to the Dome for the first time since 2011.
For me, it's going to be very emotional. I feel like we're going to come with a plan and we're going to try to make it to the top, and that's New Orleans.
Like Coach Artis says, it's a barrier that we got to break again since the team back in '93 broke it, so it's time for the 2016 Rebels to break this barrier.
As the Jamboree illustrated, the Rebels are loaded with offensive weapons, perhaps the best collection of playmakers that they've had in years. Defensive coordinators are going to have some sleepless nights game planning for the likes of Robert Scott Faust, Slade Bolden, Taylor Young, and Trey Coleman. The 3-star, 6'1", 200-pounder sets his sights on a state title and a 2,000-yard season.
I feel like the offense is going to be very powerful. If we even it out 50-50, pass and run, and keep the defense off balance, I feel like we're going to be hard to stop.
West Monroe is known for producing incredible defensive linemen. 6'3", 240-pound Dennis Collins is in line to be the next great one.
It's a dream come true. Like, everybody that came through West Monroe been a great D-lineman. I want to be a part of them too, and that accomplished my dream.
As 2 of the most sought-after players in North Louisiana, both players decided to put the recruiting process on the back burner, making their college commitments over the summer.
Well, I liked them from the jump, and they offered me from the jump. This was my 3rd offer. And so I liked them more than probably any other team, so I wanted to go and get out of the way before the season and just focus on getting the ring.
It just felt like home from the jump, and if recent West Monroe players can have success, I feel like I can have success there too.
With the Rebels kicking off against Wasserman on Friday, Coleman aims to be a 2-time ace, while Collins sizes up his chances. Dennis, would you be a double X, or what size would we need?
Double X, triple X, I just want to be an ace.
Love that, the Tigers supporting the Rebels there. Tonight at 10 o'clock, we turn our focus to the college ranks. We'll see you then. Have a great night.